See, sometimes these mental health labels, they can make more problems. I've seen people who they go to like they feel something's imbalanced, something's wrong. By the way, every human being feels that way on some level. Some of us feel it more intense than others, and those that feel it more intense, we go to a doctor, and depending which doctor we go to, we'll get a specific label. Others who don't go to that doctor, they may never get the label and feel fine. I've seen people, once they get a label, they identify with that label, and then their symptoms get worse because of stress. They're like, whoa, something's wrong with me. Like, what am I gonna do now? I've been labeled as ADD or bipolar or OCD or anxiety or social anxiety. Man, I can't talk to anybody anymore because I'm social anxious. What am I gonna do? I want a girlfriend, but I can't because I have social anxiety. You see? Don't trip on these labels. The labels are a description of your symptoms, of what you have, your imbalances. That's what it is. Everybody has something though, you know. So you have, let's say, Tourette's, and people have uncontrollable movements. And there's people that break their own damn wrists because they can't stop these tics. Okay, well, I've seen a lot of people. Maybe they can't stop doing this. They can, you know, or they bite their nails, or they're picking at something all the time. If you go to the right neurologist, they're going to tell you have maybe Tourette's. You have a mild case of Tourette's. You have a movement disorder, something. So be aware, do introspection and see, like, are there some imbalances in this body that are causing me distress and I want to be free of it? Or, like, somebody looked at me and I thought I knew them, so I paused. That was the silence you heard. They're like, well, who's he talking to? Like, I don't see anybody there. Back to what I was saying, the labels are a description of the symptoms that you have. Be aware that, okay, there's some imbalance in the body-mind. Look, it's always nervous system related. That's what I want to say. You can take 50 different mental health labels, disorder labels. It's all related to the nervous system. That's why I make this channel and I talk about how to balance the nervous system, because that's where it's at. If your nervous system's strong and balanced, you're not going to be like tripping on these mental health labels. Your symptoms are going to be less. There's no different way. See, the doctors diagnosed me with all kinds of things. I mean, if we go back to the time I was like 7 years old, ADD, ADHD, you know, anxiety, mood swings, bipolar, manic depressive, Tourette's, OCD. What am I going to do? What is there, a specific pill or treatment for each one of those things? No, it's all, I mean, I didn't know at the time, I was young, but later I figured it out. I'm like, wait, this is all nervous system related. When I'm chill, when I feel balanced inside, there's no symptoms about anything. Like, I realized that as a teen. So I stopped with, you know, looking for like synthetic answers outside myself to help me, and operations and all this stuff, because all that did was suppress this dysfunction, and then I felt side effects from that. And then what? Am I supposed to take a pill then for those side effects? And that's gonna create more side effects, and then I'll take another pill. You see? Something was like, wait a minute, like, something's not right here. And so I started combing the planet, looking for answers, holistic, natural answers, because I found when I got aligned with nature, the principles that I'm sharing on this channel, somehow nature grounded my nervous system. That's why I keep sharing about this stuff. Diet, company we keep, environment. Look at your habits and addictions. That creates stress. Try to stop them. You know, am I drinking coffee too much, or smoking, or doing things that stimulate the nervous system and then causing more stress? The people that I'm talking to, the conversations I'm having, is that good for me? Is that grounding me, or is it making me more restless? Look at all that stuff. I realized when I started looking at all that stuff, I was like, whoa, actually, I just gotta like pay attention and be intelligent and shape and modify my life in a more healthy way, and all of a sudden I'm more grounded. I have less symptoms. Doesn't cost anything. Isn't that a good deal? Nowadays, we go to a doctor or a professional, they don't talk about any of this. This is where it's at. Healthy lifestyle, full spectrum, healthy lifestyle. This is the highest medicine. Nobody talks about that. You go to the professionals, they don't talk about that. What are your symptoms? Okay, here, take that. That's what they do. That's okay. They're trained to do that. They don't know any better. They don't like know this stuff that's being shared here, and they don't want to do it. They don't know, you know? Most of us at this time and age are very ignorant, because how are you going to know important stuff if nobody's teaching you or talking about it? This stuff should be taught in school from day one. And then a lot of people would be in touch with their own inner doctor, and they'd save themselves a lot of trouble. But it's not how it is. But God still finds a way, and he makes videos through people and writes books. And so if you're ready to receive this knowledge, then you find it. This is just how it is. God's running the whole show. We can't miss, okay? So it's all good. So that's the main thing I wanted to share. Be aware, are you, whatever label that you've been given, is that helping you or hurting you? It can help in the sense that, okay, superficially it can help. You can be like, okay, at least, I don't know, how can I help you? No, but at least it gives some kind of name or form to the symptoms that one's having. So maybe there's some psychological comfort. Like, oh, when I go outside in public, I feel so restless. I'm scared to talk to people, but yet I watch other people talk to people and they're cool. Damn, what's wrong with me? So you may be thinking there's something wrong with you for years. And then you go to somebody or you hear social anxiety. You're like, oh, okay, I'm not so peculiar and unusual after all. Okay, there's a name for this. Other people have it. You see, so it can give a little psychological comfort. Understood. Leave it there, though. Okay? Leave it there. Don't start thinking you're some kind of defect. Like, man, I'm just screwed now. I can't do anything, No. The label is just a description. It's a word that explains what you're feeling. That's it. So that's cool. Don't let it make your symptoms worse. And I'm telling you now, it's all nervous system related. When the nervous system gets more grounded, your symptoms are going to get less. I'm not talking about total healing and cures and all that. Yeah, it's possible, but that's not what the channel's for. The channel is to try to point you in the direction that will help you give you a sense of, or a semblance of balance inside, emotionally, physically, mentally. And then you just let the karma or dharma be what it is. Sometimes we're not meant to be healed, totally. I made a video on that. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes our higher nature wants to keep this in balance as a kind of Zen measuring stick to keep us back on track. Like we start veering off, it's like boom, we get these symptoms and stuff. We're like, whoa, okay. Oh, I was so excited. I was going to go to the rave party to see these girls. Oh wait, I'm starting to feel anxious. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm going to go to the beach. Yeah, that feels right. You got to read. You got to have some intuitive. Your intuition needs to wake up, and then that's your guide. That's the highest guide is our intuition. And when you start following these principles that I'm sharing in these videos, your intuition's going to activate. It's just, there's no way around it. Like, we're meant to live intuitively. So it's not an art or a skill or something that you got to learn. And if you're not creative enough, then you can't learn it. No, this is organic. It's kind of sleeping. So this needs to wake up. This is why I'm sharing these principles that I share in the other videos. And I'm going to keep sharing them over and over and over and over again. Because what else is there? This is all this is what works. The most basic, seemingly should be logical things is the best. But yet, it took me decades to figure that out. I had to try everything else first to see that nothing else works, that actually just being aligned with nature and having a spiritual practice, this is where it's at. This is how it is. It's like we got to taste all that stuff. So then actually we have experience with that so we can help people. I mean, there's a bigger reason why, And when your intuition activates, you can start seeing that reason. You can see those reasons. Your perception becomes more vast. It's not just so narrow, like I'm defected. What's wrong with me? When am I going to get better? Nothing works. I don't have any energy. No, you ask God to help you see things differently. Pray for a shift in your perception, in your level of consciousness. Ask it that it be elevated. Say, look, God, I have this disorder and it's causing me symptoms and I'd really like to be free of it. Can you show me how? Like, what can I do? That's humility, that's surrender. When there's humility and surrender, there's space. There's more space for some higher direction to come through that supersedes this mind direction. Mind direction is just so limited. I mean, it's cool if you're buying a plane ticket or you want to, do something practical, but when we're talking about this level, deep psychological like imbalances and wanting them to get balanced, mind doesn't know that. The mind's a problem. It activates the symptoms and makes them worse. So you need some higher guidance, and it's inside you, but it has to get activated. All right, and this is what the channels are for. And if you have a yearning to know more about spirituality, go see my spiritual channel, Spiritual Renaissance. And if something in you knows the importance of preserving your sexual energy, whether you're a man or a woman, something feels like, you know what, I'm a kind of a sex addict on some level, and I keep wasting my energy, and I feel when I do that, it gives me a little bit of relief momentarily, but then I feel worse, but yet I can't stop doing it. If you have that problem, go see my other channel, Beyond the Alchemy. So I'm trying to touch on all these things and present a full spectrum buffet of what really works. And then we have to let time do its thing and evolution do its thing. We try, and then we leave the results to God. That's all we can do is try. So don't beat yourself up. All right, see you soon.